Every Christmas, my wife and I travel somewhere different to celebrate the holidays. This year, we decided on a place called Wolf River Mountain Ski Resort. This was a beautiful resort in the Pennsylvania mountains. There was no surrounding population for at least 15 miles, and the feeling of seclusion was the main reason my wife and I had chosen the place. It would be a great getaway from all the hustle and bustle, a chance for my wife and I to spend some alone time. When we checked in that Christmas Eve, we were immediately shown to our suite. I spared no expenses and decided to book us the most expensive room they had. When we opened our suite door, my wife and I marveled at the magnificent view. Two huge windows displayed the snowy mountain before us. The sloping hills looked as if they were paved with white icing. The treetops were glistened with pearl white snow. It took both of our breaths away at how beautiful the view from our room was. By the time we unpacked and settled in, it was around 9 p.m. and the sun had gone down long ago. We decided to head to the downstairs bar and enjoy a couple of festive cocktails. When we walked into the cozy bar room that was lit with a raging fire, we noticed that we were the only two patrons. The bartender informed us that not many people stay at the resort during the holidays, and if they do, they are usually in bed by now. Since it was Christmas Eve, my wife and I permitted each other to loosen up more than we normally would. After the fifth cocktail, my vision was starting to blur, and everything my wife was saying to me was quite hilarious. "Hey," my wife whispered in my ear. I could smell the peppermint snaps on her breath. "Let's go on an adventure." I giggled and said, "What do you mean?" She threw a $100 bill at the bar and grabbed my hand. "Follow me," she said. We clumsily made our way down the main lobby. My wife kept bumping into me and laughing, but I didn't care. There wasn't anyone around us. She led me out the front doors of the resort. Outside, it was like walking into a snow globe. Snow was falling all around us, and our breaths were like chimney smoke. Normally, when more sober, I would have complained about how cold it was, but the festive cocktails had me nice and warm, even in my light sweater and jeans. "Let's go to the top of the mountain," my wife said, continuing to pull my hand. I didn't fight back. In fact, I even welcomed the challenge. The mountain before us wasn't that steep, and if they followed the conveyor belt that took up the snow tubes, they would be just fine. Laughing and being merry, they marched their way up to the top of Wolf River Mountain. When they finally reached the top, they looked down at the resort and were in awe. The view, even in their drunken state, was still magnificent. Up here, the only lights came from the full moon, the resort lights, and the twinkling stars. My wife pulled me close. "Hey," she said. Giant snowflakes were landing in her hair. She looked beautiful. "It's midnight," she said. "Merry Christmas." I pulled my wife to me. "Merry Christmas," I said. and I pulled her in for a deep kiss. It was almost a scene out of a fairy tale. Suddenly, my wife pulled away. "I know I'm drunk," I said, "but I'm not that bad of a kisser." "No," she said, looking over my shoulder and into the forest behind me. "It's not that. Look." She turned me around to face the dark forest. "What?" I said, squinting my eyes through the falling snow. "What is it?" But then I saw it. Not even 20 yards away, there appeared to be a campfire burning merrily. What the? I thought to myself. Even in my drunken state, it was odd to see a campfire burning in the middle of the woods on top of this mountain that had no surrounding population for at least 15 miles. "Should we go check it out?" my wife asked. A part of me, deep down, was saying no. But the adrenaline rush and the festive cocktails overrode that no. "Yes," I said. "Come on, let's see what this is all about." The moment they entered the dark forest, the surrounding wind died down, and it was like a blanket of silence had fallen upon them. The campfire grew larger and larger until they stepped into a small clearing. The fire was blazing in a stone fire pit. My wife and I looked all around, but there was no one else with them. But that didn't make sense, because someone had to have started this fire. Maybe campers made this and they had to go to the bathroom, my wife said. I thought about it. That could be true, but that gut feeling was rising in me again. "Maybe," I said. "Well, let's get out of here before they come back." I grabbed my wife's arm to leave, when suddenly, out of the darkness of the forest, a bright red shape appeared. "Merry Christmas," the big red shape said. It was now in full view of them. It was a man, a large, heavy-set man, wearing a red robe with white trim, and he had a long, white beard. He looked just like Santa Claus. My wife giggled at the sight. Are you Santa?" she asked. She was still drunk and not too aware of the situation, but the feeling in my gut was screaming at this point to get us out of there. "Why, yes, that is me, Santa Claus," the man said, and he threw down his sack that he had slung over his shoulder. "I never get any visitors." The man smiled, and I recoiled in horror. Even from this distance, I could see the rottenness of his teeth. They were black, and many were missing. His eyes looked unhinged, and now he stared at us like a hungry animal would its prey. "Well, we need to be going," I said more urgently this time. "Sorry for intruding." "Oh, no, the man dressed as Santa said, as he reached into his sack bag. He pulled out a long, wooden axe. "You two won't be going anywhere," the man said, taking a giant step toward them with the axe in his hand. "After all, It's the most magical time of the year. The couple never checked out of Wolf River Resort. The hotel management searched every room and suite, but they found no trace of the couple. An investigation was conducted, but nothing came of it. Rumors and theories popped up here and there, but no one really knew what happened. The local papers headlined the disappearances as holiday horrors, and to this day, it still remains a mystery of the couple's disappearance. Merry Christmas.